Welcome into Curtis Granderson Stadium, Les Miller Field. Beautiful day, a little bit chilly for baseball as the UIC Flames welcome the Southern Illinois Salukis for a doubleheader, the second and third games of a Missouri Valley Conference Series. Hi, everybody. Alongside Jackson Gross, I'm Connor Klingett. Thanks for joining us for this presentation of UIC Flames baseball on the Flames Network. And Jackson, yesterday, UIC with a win, 7-5, taking advantage of some Southern Illinois mistakes.
And that's what you have to do every time. If you're going to see a team make 2 and 3 errors in a game, and it was really that sixth inning that sparked all of that. They're able to hold on to the lead. James Harris had a huge RBI single in that inning to take advantage. So great job for UIC taking advantage after falling behind early.
Jackson, Brandon Bach having a really nice season, but a tough challenge with this Southern Illinois lineup.
Yeah, especially with the amount of speed that Southern Illinois has. I believe they're stealing bases at an 89% clip. Don't see that too often. The big matchup for me in terms of that is going to be obviously Jackson Bissett and then Matthew Valet. He's got incredible speed. Southern Illinois' head coach raved about his speed, and it'll be a major problem for UIC to deal with.
Jake Allgaier to lead it off. And it's a first pitch fastball for a strike from Brandon Bach, and we are underway at 12:06 p.m. here in Chicago. And game one of this doubleheader will be 2 9-inning games. 0-1 from the left-hander out of the windup. Wave and a miss. Good breaking ball there from Bach.
Yeah, it looked like an in-breaking slider right there, and especially tough coming from a lefty to a right-handed batter.
Bach right back onto the rubber. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got away, but Bissett applies the tag to Allgaier. 1 up, 1 down for Brandon Bach.
That was just a beautiful sequence of pitches. Just start him out with a good fastball in the zone, and then you hit him back inside with 2 really good-looking sliders.
That brings up Cole Chrisman. He had an RBI double yesterday. 28 driven in on the year for Chrisman. He's got good power, 6 home runs. Right-handed hitter. First pitch to him. And he drills this one to center field. Henkel back on it, though, and he'll camp under it, makes the catch. Looked a little bit better off the bat, but the wind blowing mainly in today. Just a tough day to drive the baseball, tough weekend to drive the baseball.
Yeah, and cold weather is always going to do that, even with it being near 50 degrees. And then you factor in about 13 mile per hour winds blowing in from right field. So you got to really hit the ball hard today to get it out of the yard.
That'll bring up Heston Gray. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. No score. Second game of this series between Southern Illinois and UIC. First pitch to Gray is in there for a strike on the outer half. So Brandon Bach really finding the zone early on. Seems to be in a groove. Here's the 0-1 delivery. That misses outside with a breaking ball.
And just looking really strong already, like you said. And just it's good to get out to an early start and making sure that you're finding the zone early.
Bach back onto the rubber. Here's the 1-1. That misses low and away.
Did we just pull a little bit of an announcer's jinx already?
Yeah, the first time we've seen Brandon Bach fall behind in the count so far this afternoon is here's the 2-1. Fly ball into right center field. Henkel giving chase, and he'll make the call and the catch for the third out. A 1-2-3 inning for Brandon Bach, just the kind of start UIC's looking for. We'll see the Flames come to bat for the first time right after this. You're listening to UIC Baseball on the Flames Network. Top of the second inning here at Les Miller Field, Granderson Stadium. Connor Klingett, Jackson Gross with you. No score between UIC and Southern Illinois. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Salukis with Matthew Valet leading it off. Left-handed hitter, the center fielder, takes a first pitch strike from Brandon Bach.
Nice breaking off-speed pitch right away from Bach and back right to where he started in that first inning, just pounding the strike zone.
Bach working out of the windup, the 0-1. Tapped foul right near home plate. So very quickly 0-2 to Valet.
Valet from Saint Joseph du Lac in Quebec. One of the, I believe, 2 or 3 Canadians for SIU.
Now, you don't see too many baseball players from Quebec.
Maybe their parents were Expos fans back in the day.
And you'd have to say their parents at this point. I think by the time Matthew was growing up, they were already the Washington Nationals as he hits a line drive into left field, a base hit, an 0-2 single from Matthew Valet. And he's aboard, the first base hit of the ball game for either side.
And that was just a great job there, letting the pitch come in, found the gap between shortstop and the third baseman. Just nice little poke out to left field, and now the UIC defense is going to have to deal with his speed.
He was thrown out for the first time yesterday by Jackson Bissett as Nathan Bandy up to the plate, grounds it to short, backhanded there by Zielinski, bobbles it for a moment, throws to first, not in time, and Bandy will reach. I'd imagine that'll be a base hit. It was a tricky play there for Zielinski, bobbled it for a moment, and it was very quickly ruled a hit. So 2 runners aboard now for Southern Illinois.
Yeah, that was just a scorcher on the ground. It just squeezed out of Zielinski's glove, but still almost had enough time to make a play there at first base.
So now here's Trey Cutchin, left-handed hitter. The first baseman shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes a ball low.
And now what you got to do in this situation is not panic. Just like we saw Holguin in the last inning, had runners on first and second with 1 out. Don't have to panic here. Just trust your stuff.
1-0 to Cutchin. Shows bunt, lays down a good one, third base side. Bissett fields, fires to first in time for the out, but both runners do advance, so a successful sacrifice from Trey Cutchin, but a good play by Bissett for the 2-3 putout.
That was a perfectly placed bunt, just enough power to keep it fair, but not let it go foul. And now the Salukis are in some business right now.
Here's Justin Coyce, first pitch swinging, fouls it back to the backstop. Coyce, the left fielder, a left-handed hitter. .214 average on the season. Hasn't played too much, just 3 for 14 on the year. Came to SIU from St. Louis Community College. Here's the 0-1 from Bach. Bounced in, it gets by Bissett, and this will score a run. Valet crosses home plate, and it's 1-0 Southern Illinois on the wild pitch.
That was a good attempt, at least by Bissett, to try and keep that in front, but that one just bounced all the way to the left side, and trying to see if Bach can limit the damage here.
Nathan Bandy moving up to third on the play. Flames have the infield in now with a 1-1 count to Coyce. Here's the pitch. Fastball high from Bach. Flames are wearing their beautiful powder blue uniforms with the red lettering today. So here's the 2-1. That one tap foul there by Coyce. I like the look. It reminds me of, actually talked about this a few weeks ago, kind of similar to either the Philadelphia Phillies or some of the 1970s White Sox looks as well.
Yeah, I'm always a big fan of powder blue. I think if done right, it can look really good.
2-2, called, strike 3. Good breaking ball there from Bach for his second strikeout.
And just like we saw Holguin in the last inning freeze a batter on a curveball, Bach does the same thing, saying, if you can do that, I can do that, and even more.
So now here's Ryan Burr, playing in just his second game of the season, designated hitter today. Right-handed hitter who's 0 for 4 yesterday. First pitch to him, that misses outside. Burr out of Brownsburg, Indiana.
6'2", 190.
1-0 pitch, that misses high. Burr, a junior. It's interesting, we were talking to the voice of the Salukis, Luke Martin, just about how unique it is, Southern Illinois, with no freshmen or sophomores on the roster.
And in an era of college sports where you see so many teams with so many young players, the fact that Southern Illinois doesn't even have a sophomore is wild to me.
That's really shocking as Bach delivered a strike there. 2-1 the count, 2 outs with Bandy at third base. It's pretty unique to see that. Here's the 2-1 pitch, fouled into the glove of Bissett. It's 2-2. Southern Illinois leads 1-0. Brandon Bach trying to keep it that way as he steps back onto the rubber looks in towards Bissett.
And imagine a high and in fastball right here after the last breaking ball.
2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 straight strikeouts from Brandon Bach. A good breaking ball there. Burr was out in front of it. And so Brandon Bach limits the damage, but Southern Illinois does take the lead 1-0. As we go to the bottom of the second, you're listening to UIC Baseball on the Flames Network.
Leading off the bottom of the 10th inning for the Flames, the designated hitter, number 24, Marcus Hyson.
Bottom of the 10th inning, 2-2. UIC and Southern Illinois tied, and Marcus Hyson will lead it off against Anthony Prawn. 8-9-1 due up for the Flames. First pitch to Hyson misses down low.
Hyson, outside of a hit by pitch in the second inning, hasn't been able to get anything going. Struck out swinging and flew out to the outfield and popped out to third base in his last at-bat.
Foul tips that one, so the count at 1-1.
See if they can set the table for Zielinski, who is in the hole right now.
Yeah, trying to turn it over, get it back to the top of the lineup as that just finds the inside corner. So it's 1-2 to Hyson. With Garrett Kay awaiting on deck, he pinch hit for Carson Roberts back in the 8th inning. 1-2. Hyson drives it the other way into left center field. Valet giving chase, and that one's going to land for a base hit. Hyson into second with a leadoff double.
What a clutch hit from Hyson right there. And that's a tough play even for Valet with all that speed, having to range over from basically near dead center all the way to left center. Couldn't make the sliding catch. Hyson gets into scoring position on one swing of the bat. Now it's up to UIC. Can they actually take advantage? Because last time they had started with an extra base hit, they didn't get anything out of a bases loaded, no out situation.
That was back in the 7th inning. Had the bases loaded with nobody out. Now an opportunity with a runner at second, nobody out.
I think we're going to get another pinch hitter here for Kay.
It looks like that'll be the case.
Vidal Colon gonna come. Looks like he's getting the call out of the bench.
And Vidal Colon, freshman out of Grafton, Wisconsin. Colon hitting at .233 on the season.
Ladies and gentlemen, pinch hitting.
But in
for
this
the Flames,
situation,
number 5.
you know, you have a pinch hitter here with Colon, and it's a chance for him potentially to be the hero. But if you're UIC, you just hope he can make a productive out and get Hyson over to third base.
Yeah, I was going to say potentially throw down a bunt, but SIU expecting the bunt right now, and actually it's going to come.
Yeah, Colon showing bunt, and he pulls it back, takes the ball high. So maybe Coach McDermott just going down his roster, who he thinks or who he trusts the most to lay down that bunt must be Colon. Here's the 1-0. He squares around again, pops it up first base side, and the catcher, Chrisman, makes the catch. So unfortunate there for UIC.
The shortstop,
Yeah, that's the
number
exact
7,
not
Zane
thing you want to
Zielinski.
have happen if you're UIC trying to lay down a bunt there. I mean, just pops it up, just tough spot as they're actually going to intentionally walk Zielinski to set up Henkel in this spot.
That's pretty much an immediate
Center
signal.
fielder, number 16.
Lance Rhodes deciding they're going to
A.J.
intentionally
Henkel.
walk Zielinski, who's been the best hitter in this Flames lineup throughout the season and has 3 hits today. So it's A.J. Henkel now, who's 0 for 2, has a couple of walks. Runners at first and second. We're tied at 2 with 1 out in the bottom of the 10th inning. Can A.J. Henkel be the hero? Righty-righty matchup, first pitch, fouled straight back.
And that's a smart decision from Lance Rhodes to intentionally watch Zielinski. You don't want him becoming the hero. It's kind of at this point trying to make anybody but him make it them trying to beat you. I mean, had some solid performances today, but Zielinski's been the clear biggest star for UIC right now.
0-1, swing and a miss. Actually may have been a foul tip, but regardless, it's 0-2. So Henkel will have to battle his way back in this at-bat, Try to protect with 2 strikes.
Big spot here for both pitcher and hitter right now.
Braun is set just above the belt. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Henkel down on strikes, and there's 2 away now in the bottom of the 10th.
That was a massive pitch from Braun there. And it looked like, again, another breaking ball heading out of the zone. And that's the pitch you want to throw when you have count leverage. If you miss your spot, it's just going to go out of the zone. But if you pitch it, if you execute it as much as you want it to, you're going to get a strikeout 9 times out of 10.
So here's Kendall Ewell. First pitch inside. Runners at first and second. We're tied at 2, bottom of the 10th inning. Marcus Hyson at second base, Zielinski at first as Kendall Ewell hopes to win it for UIC. Braun with a look towards second, the 1-0 pitch. Line drive into left field. Hyson is being waved around.
Oh,
it's a
what a
base
throw.
hit, throws off line. UIC wins it. A walk-off single by Kendall Ewell, and the Flames win 3-2 to clinch a series victory over Southern Illinois.
And they're mobbing him over down the first baseline. What a swing from Kendall Ewell. Just found his pitch, drove it into the left field, and it was a good, initially looked like a good throw from the left fielder there, but obviously the throw was offline, and Hyson's able to slide into home plate with no issue. What a game, and what a game for both Zielinski and Ewell, coming up huge, and Ewell obviously with the game winner.
A big-time win for UIC in Game 1 of our doubleheader. And again, after the win last night, they've already clinched a series victory. But going for a sweep coming up in Game 2 of our doubleheader. We'll be back for that. So for Jackson Gross, Connor Klingon saying so long for now from Granderson Stadium. Come back in just about 30 or 40 minutes for Game 2 of our doubleheader. But the Flames win this one 3-2 on a walk-off single by Kendall Ewell. We'll be back in a moment for Game 2. You're listening to UIC Baseball here on the Flames Network.